Welcome in, everyone. Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, with another episode of the Drop Zone. Happy 2023, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Hope you had a great Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you do or don't celebrate. All of that and then some. I hope everyone's well. I am just going to jump on here for a little bit tonight. I got a few things to talk about and a few things to share with you guys. And if you happen to have seen moments ago my Instagram post, this is just a big troll. So if you want to sign off, you want to call it quits, you want to log off right now, probably not a bad idea because you might otherwise be largely or wildly disappointed. But if you're here and if you like the Drop Zone, well, then hopefully I'm going to provide a little bit of insight and a little bit of excitement for you guys here tonight. So hope everyone is well. Please do me a favor. Yep, Jeff already jumped on it. Thank you, Jeff, telling me that everything looks and sounds good. So clearly there's been a lot of conversation about one Simon Lizotte specifically. Now, there's also been speculation as to a number of other players that play for Team Discmania. And even as recently as yesterday, I think it was, we saw that Dustin Keegan had, in fact, resigned or had left Discmania. We wish Dustin nothing but the best. Clearly, he's been doing a ton of great work. I know with the Uplay, the 501c3 nonprofit Uplay. So we wish him nothing but the best of luck. There's also been tons of rumors and what some people think are hints and otherwise regarding player movement and sponsorships and someone gaining or losing somebody from the Team Discmania. And a lot of people have felt like a rumor of Simon Lizotte leaving has been, in fact, put to bed, mainly because January 1st, we saw him not only not resign from Discmania, but make no other new announcements of any kind. And maybe on top of that, even came out with a video of him playing on New Year's Day with his standard Discmania lineup. So nonetheless, the speculation will roll on. What I'm here to tell you guys about, because it's a Drop Zone, I'm here to tell you about something else Simon Lizotte recently told me. And believe it or not, this is still somewhat special to me. And some of you may disagree, and that's fine. But Simon Lizotte recently told me that I would be an idiot if I didn't finally, for the first time ever, open one of my Discmania mystery boxes. And you're saying that's really stupid. What are you talking about? These things have been around forever. Mystery boxes are no big deal. Well, I do have something very, very simple and unique to share with you. I've never opened one. I literally have a couple of them from the very first year sitting here in my office. I have a few of them in my storage. I have a few of them in another storage area. I have never opened a Discmania mystery box. They have remained closed from the day I got one. Any of them. This year, there was a few more in abundance. And in having some conversations, I was told that the red mystery boxes, which came out a few weeks ago, of which I ordered multiples, I was told that I should be opening these. So tonight, that's what I'm going to do, because I told you I'd troll you, and I did it hard. I am, for the first time ever, and I swear to you on all of my Frisbees, I have never opened any of my Discmania mystery boxes. They have simply sat in a corner. I could pull out a few of the last few years. Never opened one. I hear the hype. I don't really sit and watch the videos for it. I hear the hype. I hear people talking about them. I hear wild successes. I've heard frustrations, and I've heard joy and elation and everything in between. But I have never opened one myself or inspected the contents of one. So tonight, right here, right now, during the Drop Zone, I'm going to give a little taste. I'm going to open it. We're going to do this together perfectly live. I know I have been talking for quite some time about doing a series where I open a number of boxes, having like almost a mail call day because I've got lots of unopened boxes in the last 5 years. But tonight specifically, I wanted to open a Disc Mania mystery box just to play into the Simon Lizotte hype. He said, "You're an idiot if you don't open it and see what's in there." I do have more of these, and those will likely remain unopened. But tonight I wanted to share this with you guys. So, yes, GPO says never been opened. I can't imagine the willpower. It's been funny because at first there was so much hype, and then people talked about them, and then I never really got in. I'm not throwing them probably. They're all going to likely remain part of a collection. So here we go. Let me also be very clear. Discmania did not pay me for this. Discmania did not send me any free. They did not give me any form of advertising or endorsement or compensation. None of that. This was paid for, just like any of you that have paid for your mystery boxes. So if you think I get all these disc golf favors, well, some days I do, and I'm very fortunate. This is not one of them. So here we go. You're not seeing the storage unit. Here we go. I'm officially now. I don't like that. I feel like there's no official seal on this. Even one like really nice little sticker to like officially seal it would have been cool. But anyway, here is the box, and we are gonna do this together. Ooh. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. I'm not gonna try and look too much at first. I want to read to you again. Some of this might be old hat to you if you're here, but it says, "Here we go. Your mystery box of goodies lies beneath this piece of paper. We hope you're as excited to see it. Box full of mystery plastic made for you." Goes on to give me a code that I can use. "Thank you for purchasing the Stratosphere Edition mystery box. This helps us with our mission for a global sport," so on and so forth. Blah, blah, blah. Bunch of other writing. I'm not going to share the code, but here is the writing that goes with it. Wes, this is a 2022 red mystery box. I think that was just answered. I have all of the previous years, all of them. A couple of them are sitting literally right next to me. I couldn't tell you what year they are because they've all just now been mixed up. So other than looking at maybe the shipping label on it, I have no idea which ones are which. There's one that showed up mangled one year. I think there was an issue with shipping, and it showed up completely mangled. Some of the discs are like exposed, but I still didn't bother opening it. All right, here we go. And you'll have to excuse me. I may call myself the disc golf guy. I still can't keep up on every frickin' Frisbee on the planet. What were there? 60 some different companies that produce discs in 2022. 21 individual molds from Lone Star alone. We learned that last night in the podcast or 2 nights ago. All right, here we go. First up. Looks like an Active Glow Premium Majesty. Active Glow Premium Majesty. I'd hold it up the right way. There you go. Either way. There you go. I'm going to give you my honest review. Feels good in the hand. Holds any line you put it on. Grippy, firm but not too firm. Soft but not too soft. Just, yeah, all-around utility disc. Could really, for amateurs, for beginners, for advanced levels, for pros, this disc is, just kidding. That's literally every review on the internet, and I'm kind of mocking them. But feels good in the hand. You got to lead with feels good in the hand. All right. Here we go. First disc, that's one. Somebody asked, why is this a point of pride for you? I'm not sure if you're talking to me. I don't know if pride is the word. It's just something I haven't done. So here we go. We have an FD3. FD3. No other sticker on the back. 173 FD3. Okay. Go with that. Next up. Holy cow, there's... Okay, I'm feeling. Next up. Oh, you guys want to know what's going on with Simon in 2023? We'll talk about that later. All right, this looks like an official... Oh, man. It's going to be trippy on my face. On my face? Put it on your face! Barbasol. This looks to be an MD3 mystery box stamp. Very clear. And it feels good in the hand. All right, I'll try and stop. Just holds any line I put it on. But yes, MD3, 177 gram MD3. Does anybody remember the cost of these? I think these were $99. Does that sound right? I think they were $99, and there was a limit of 5. Yeah, we'll go with 5. There was a limit of 5. All righty, all right. Here we go. Oh, here's the man. Here's the guy we were talking about, right? I think he hand stamped this. Maybe that's why he wanted me to open them. I don't know. Looks like a double stamped or misstamped, X out, factory set, whatever you want to call it. We all have different names for them. But a double stamped is ultimately what this is, a Sky God. Double stamped Sky God 4. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. I can't see the weights. Oh, these are P2s, huh? I don't know the weight on it. So much for my good lighting, huh? And quite honestly, it's really difficult to read, not only with my lighting, but then with the double stamp where it is. All right. Somebody said $99, and somebody said $89 with discount code. Wes said my MD3 was black with a small stamp, and it was pretty. Okay. I like it. I like it. Here we go. Going to keep on rolling. We've got an Evolution Link, 173. Evolution Link. I feel like that almost matches. Mother Frisbee I don't have in here. I've got some really, really nice Evolution Link disc golf guy stamped putters, and they're gray. A lot of them are gray in color. A few other colors, but a lot of them are gray, and they just have my mini logo. So this one obviously feels similar. Feels great in the hand. Any line you put it on. Green Link. Here we go. We're moving on to... I know there can always be a joke about as to how many adjectives and how many words there are to use to describe any given disc. Lots of manufacturers. Discmania, nobody is excluded from this. So we've got an Evolution Line 2022 Special Edition Extra Soft Exo Vapor Tactic. Almost has a little burst-like action to it, and I feel like I'm 44. I don't have any significant reading problems with my eyes, knock on wood, but I feel like an old man where I'm like, what does that say? 173 grams. How special is that? That's my first question to you guys. How truly special is that? That's what I want to know. Were those a regular? Were they difficult to get your hands on? Are they sought after? Does that need to go in the bag? What do I need to do? I see Ryan Miller is out there. Ryan Miller lives just minutes from me. I'm not going to dox you yet, Ryan, even if we do have the same last name. And Ryan, I know, has done a ton of reviews. Had worked extensively with Discmania. Recently has stepped back from that role because he's taking on more of a family role. Ryan, you've always done great work from what I could tell when I actually sat and watched stuff, and that's not a rip on you. That's just I don't watch anything hardly. And I know he's done it. He's essentially done the role that I don't think I would fit well, which is going out and testing and throwing new plastic. It takes a special person to do that, and I'm not. I don't think that special person. All right. We have, oh, that's kind of a cool stamp. We have a 176. I've never seen this in this plastic. 176. So that should be a hint. Origin. And it says special edition X out. It's an Origin, and it's a soft. It's a soft Origin. Huh. Again, I've got some great Disc Golf Guy Origins I ordered at one point when they became available to order. They felt great, and I'll admit I have not thrown one, but I really actually want to. Every once in a while, I get my hands on a disc from any given manufacturer now, and I'll be somewhat excited to go out and try one out. Origin feels like a disc I might like. I don't know if I like it in this plastic, but there you go. All right, so what are we up to? 1, 2, 7. This is my 7th disc in the box. Disc in a box. And what appears to be, I'm here, I'm at the bottom. What appears to be my last, oh no, what? Hold on. We'll get there. What appeared to be my last disc. I've got a Taylor. I don't have a joke about a Taylor. Lawrence Taylor? I don't know. That's really dating me. I have a Taylor, which is an active premium Taylor. That's pink. I guess I got to take their word for it here. And I don't know. The weight is, let me see there on that weight. Digitally imprinted. I can't tell. Honestly, the mid-range feel of it. I don't plastic, yeah, sure, either way. But the mid-range feel, I wonder what that most closely resembles. Anybody? Chilly in my office. Going to turn the heater on. Can somebody tell me what a Taylor most closely resembles in a disc, another Discmania line, I suppose, or another Discmania disc, or in a Discraft or Innova or any other? I do love how that feels. Just feels good in the hand. You know, probably holds any line I put it on. Taylor feels so bad, but flies so good, Josh says. Josh, I disagree. It kind of reminds me of like an old X Buzz. When Buzz did Buzz still come in X plastic? But it feels like an old X Buzz or something in that neighborhood. I really like the rim on it. It's rock, okay. I don't think it feels like a rock. It does not have a bead to it. If I'm being blunt, I don't know why I wouldn't. I don't like the name, Taylor, but here nor there. The disc feels great. Buzz, someone is saying, active discs are cheap. None of them sold. Now they're filling the mystery box. I mean, what do I have? 2 active discs in here, I think, so far, if I do that math. I don't know if cheap. I mean, it feels and looks like a great disc. I don't know how it flies, though. Josh says, maybe I have small hands. Well, I've got small hands. Kind of like a West Side Gatekeeper. Okay, I have touched one of those before. I could kind of see that. And this is the only overstable disc in the Yukon line. Is it Yukon? I've flown in it and it flies like a rock. All right, that's great information, guys. I have no idea what one of these flies like. Well, I suppose I could look at the. I'm not going to go off on a rant or a tangent or a soapbox about about flight numbers, but it is listed as a 4401. So I guess I could have just looked at that, and that would have given me a better idea. Anyway, long story long, it actually feels pretty good. And now, when I thought I was at the bottom, that I can't see myself. What I thought was at the bottom, and they have a flap. Who doesn't love a good flap? Whatever the hell that means. There is a flap, and it feels like they're for a special compartment. There is a hidden final disc down there at the bottom. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. No, 8. 8 discs so far. 8 discs so far. Some guys are calling. I don't know about you guys, but I buy discs that feel good in the hand, and they ride any line I put them on. You got it, Mike. That's how you do it. Golden Black. Jordan's calling it. I have no idea what this is. Oh, duh. It is what has been deemed their Stratosphere line. And I did watch something from Eagle McMahon at one point, and I think it was him, that was clarifying that Stratosphere is not the disc. It is, in fact, the line of what they're calling essentially Halo, Orbit, insert whatever other name for the rim, the two-tone rim, the two-color rim disc, not an overmold though, like you see from like an MVP or an Atlas from Innova or whatever. Uh, this is all a single mold, but has the different plastic shot in at different times. All right, the candy is so good. Oh yeah. I think that's been a near trademark move by Discmania, right? Is that they give you candy, and really that's all I bought this for. Come on. All right, let's see what I got. And maybe I'm going to assume this is similar for everybody. They do give us a Stratosphere Discmania sticker. I'm trying to get some new stickers made up. I don't know what to put on them. And do you want to pay for stickers? Here's the one sticker I've done in the last few years. This one's getting a little beat up. And I enjoyed giving them out, especially to kids. But I've got a shirt like this. This is the disc golf guy. It's got a little astronaut and basket. I don't know. It's the exact same size. Huh. I don't know. Should I do more of those? All right. Stratosphere pin. Would never imagine needing a pin that says Stratosphere. But nice of them. Okay. And what? Seriously? They've gone as far as branded candies, branded packaged candies. I'm sure these are not. I'm sure these were not made just for it. It says Wally Whiz on the back. Rethink candy. Holy cow! I'm sure there's a story here. I'm sure there's a story to these. Feel like kind of like a gummy bear, like maybe a little more rigid than gummy bears in there. I mean, I have to set these aside and keep these as part of the package to make sure that I maintain the collectible integrity of this entire package, and that includes the candy. Right? Just think of like when bubble gum was still in the packs of baseball cards for so many years, and then anyway. So that's condom. No. Oh, never mind. Yeah. So candy's not a Jolly Rancher. I feel like those were pretty common for quite some time. And I have not ever opened another mystery box, but I know sometimes when you just make stock orders, you get the candies that were in there. And a lot of people are saying the candies are good. How bad is the candy in the oldest one? That's a good question, because again, some of these are from a few years ago. This is no surprise. They to go out and believe it or not, as a guy who's made boxes for disc golf discs and learned about some of that process, like having this colored, full colored box this size with the extra flap in it. This, what I assume is just this year. Yeah, I mean, this, believe it or not, this costs a couple bucks. Even if they're ordering, a few thousand of them, this thing probably cost a couple bucks to make. So, believe it or not, that's something. And the fact that it can ship just the way it does. I mean, if I don't put all these discs back in and then just store it as is, this certainly would make for a great box to obviously ship when you're shipping 5, 6, 7 discs or 10 discs or whatever to somebody. So, okay. So there you have it, folks. That is what I believe they called the Stratosphere Edition. I know some of these were available. I have to say or assume that the Discmania disc this year and the mystery boxes were more plentiful than any other year in the past. You used to fight and just like everything else that sells out in seconds, you were fighting for it for a spot. It was limited to one per person at the time. That's why me and my daughter both bought one early on. And then this year, clearly there were a lot more available. There was some available to certain people that were on but the people that were on a predetermined newsletter. If you already registered for their newsletter, I think you had a little bit earlier access to it. And even when I missed that, then there was some available. And then I think it was 45 minutes or an hour later before I finally realized what day it was. And I had gone out and was able to purchase them. And I think we're seeing some of that on the Discmania mystery box black sets as well, is that a lot more available. So I don't think that the demand has gone down. I think that the supply has just increased exponentially. And yeah, there you got it. There you have it. That's I think that's about it. Oh yeah. Oh, DD1, the Stratospheres, were they all? show my ignorance there again. It says Horizon DD1. Fun fact: I've seen stratosphere type plastic be made, and it's really cool. There's definitely an art and a science to it. It is clearly not an absolute perfect thing and 100% repeatable. That's why all of them have a slightly different shape and pattern to them. Clearly, this looks like they've really dialed it in, depending on what they're trying to do. I mean, it's perfectly done inside the rim there. And then it just has kind of this lighter glow. You see some other halo discs randomly happen to have here, honestly, because it's weird like that. Here's a halo polecat, for instance, and you see that it's a little bit more or a little less uniform, I think is a good way to word that. I hope you guys can see that. It's just a little less uniform around it. Talking about these before. So I'll quickly show these, and then I'm going to let you guys go. I honestly wasn't trying to give you the sale, but I do have this. This is a Neo Link, not part of the mystery box, but as I had said, I've gotten some Discmania discs with my mini Disc Golf Guy logo. Very, very basic stamp here, and there it is. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Steven. Somebody's out there sticking up for me. Another Neo Link. And then I had ordered and got some of the Metal Flake, Sparkle, whatever you want to call them, FDs. There's one with my logo on it. And then I think another one right there. And then I kind of stashed most of the black ones, which I thought looked really, really sharp. And Josh, I know you're out there on the board. Josh, I know you bought a couple Metal Flake discs from me. Really appreciate that. We do have some available. Shop.thediscgolfguy.com has a ton of that stuff. So everyone, here's what I'm going to say. Since I got you all here on the troll in the first place. Teams and sponsorships, I think, are more fluid than ever. We're seeing unprecedented numbers. We're seeing people move. I am of the old school mentality, old enough that, you thought of Barry Schultz and Ken Climo were the face of Innova and the face of disc golf from Innova's perspective. You knew that Ron Russell and Nate Doss were the face, for instance, or a couple of the faces. There's a few. Elaine King, all the faces of Discraft for many years. And slowly, you saw a few of those people ultimately change. Life changes. People got out of the game, came back in the game, and then finally made a move somewhere else. I mean, some of you don't know this, but Juliana Korver was with Discraft for many years, won some of her world titles with Discraft. And you do get used to a lot of that consistency and that loyalty. And then in a more modern fashion, what really shook things up for me was just a few years ago, and he clearly moved in terms of a significant contract. But when someone like Paul Macbeth, who I truly assumed was a lifer after he had won all those world titles with Innova and the successes that he did, and to find where he wasn't being ultimately satisfied, or the agreement wasn't mutually beneficial to both of them in the same ways, to see him make the move that he did for the contract that he did really just opened my eyes to how much more that these players are in a sense. They're independent contractors. They're playing for their own life and their own livelihood. And it's easy for us to sit back and make assumptions or judgments as to where they're going, where they've been, what they're going to do, and who you feel like they owe it to. But at the end of the day, all of our players owe it to themselves to make the best decisions for themselves. And whether that is staying with a company, whether that's moving to a new company, as much as I'll say a traditionalist as I often have been, I do understand and and even if I don't understand, it doesn't matter, but I do understand that these players, they have to look out for themselves, and this is a very different business than it was. It's a very different sport than it was even 5 years ago and 10 or 20 years ago. Very different for where we're at now compared to where we are. And I wish all of the players, some have fully moved, some have not. I can think of at least a handful of players that have some kind of official announcement and or thing to clarify or announce out there for some of our top players, and we're going to continue to see some of these signings. And as of today, to timestamp this, on the 4th of January, last night on our podcast, we had Lone Star. We had Josh, a representative from Lone Star, who I feel like has made the biggest moves in the offseason. Just announced this morning that Lisa Fakis is now on Team Lone Star. And of course, I'm not going to go through all the moves, but my point is things are continuing to develop and evolve, and a few contracts still need to be inked. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild where things are at. And I just, it's exciting for disc golf, and we can speculate, and we have our fans, we have the fan favorites, and we have the people that, feel so passionate about a player. And then at the end of the day, you got to decide. You can support a player, and you could maybe throw a different company, or you can still buy a tour series or a fundraiser disc from someone, and then maybe your preference is with another company. Again, that's on you. You owe it to yourself to do what works best for you. And if that is an unbridled, unhinged, wild loyalty to where a player goes, that's fine too. I don't understand that, but that's fine too. And if it's if it's just a company, regardless who they play for, go that route as well. Whatever suits you. So. All right, I'm going to take literally a few questions, and then I'm going to cut you loose because we got to keep the drop zones at a reasonable time and a reasonable duration. That's the word I'm looking for. So they don't drag on and on and on. This isn't no Smashbox episode. Steven earlier said someone shit-talked Terry earlier in the comments for a Jomez Dubs match. Okay, I wasn't playing in it, but it'd be funny if my name is coming up in something I have nothing to do with, but whatever. They should burn. He's a disc golf treasure. I don't think they should burn, but whatever. I'm not for everybody. Look how many of you guys I trolled tonight. Come on. There were 3 disc golf companies when I started. Flo Easy says, yeah. When I started, the 3 main players were Discraft, Innova, Gateway was just becoming more of a thing. DGA was getting their disc made by Discraft, was and still is. Millennium was then coming into the scene. That was about it. For like, well, then of course you always had, oh my gosh, Lightning. You always had Lightning. All right. It's Terry without the signature. I need to work on your bear design. I appreciate that, Tim. I'm always open for, even if you give me the best bear design in the world, I'll take it. I'll gladly commission you for it. And I'm going to continue to work on other additional ones as well. I need more stamp discs and more random merch. Thought Space definitely making some big moves during this season. There's no doubt about that. Wes says, I hope to see you at the Preserve, and you'll bring a barrel-aged beauty from your store. I'm there. Sign me up. I'll take it. No, Tyler Brickley's not going to join me here tonight. Again, we could go on for hours if we did. Of those 5 players that are moving, how many are those in the top 10 rated? I mean, what ratings are we going by? Like PDGA rating? World ranking? Ultra World ranking? UDisc ranking? Terry Miller made up Smashbox disc golf guy ranking. There's too many of them. Lightning, yes. Curious to see if the DGA signs any pros. Been seeing a lot of speculation for other companies, but no mention of DGA. I mean, they clearly took a big, took on Cat and Marweed last year as 2 of their bigger names. And I'm not saying they're not going to take on more, but I think it was great to see them both have very successful seasons. Marweed went on to still be one of the top putters in the game. So watching him switch plastics certainly didn't affect that. I think he putts with a steady BL. This is not a paid ad either. And Katrina Allen, certainly performed very well and had a pretty good year for herself. So excited to see what they're both going to do. I'm not sure if anyone else is being added. Maybe I'm not sure. Arobi had some gimmicky discs. They certainly did. They had the Arrow and they had the Epic. I know all too well what you're talking about. Guys, it's been awesome. Thank you so much for randomly jumping on. This obviously wasn't planned. Most of my drop zones won't be, but I did think I've got all these mystery boxes. I've got 4 more that will remain probably locked up, sealed up. But tonight it was great to go through these with you. I don't know if there's some massive gems here. I will not be going anywhere to complain about about what I did or didn't get. It's a mystery box, people. Mystery. And you're not going to get 10 $400 one of one unique collectibles probably in a mystery box. You might not get any, and fair or not, that's what mystery boxes sometimes are all about. And sometimes they're lightning lightning. They're getting rid of a little bit of inventory that might not be their top sellers. Those are the roll of the dice. That's what it's all about. Oh, yeah, no Nightbot. You got it. Schwebby, thanks for the talk today. Good talking to you, buddy. Looking forward to what you're going to do in 2023 and beyond. Brian Schweberger, folks. Spoiler, he's going to be able to play MP50. Wrecking, folks. I've wrecked enough. Thank you guys for joining. This has been a Drop Zone. Let's see if we can get these a little bit more regular. And also, I'm going to be giving you guys a Disc Golf Guy podcast. That's not a Drop Zone, and that's not Smashbox. It's a separate podcast. You got my word on that. For now, I'm the Disc Golf Guy. I'll see you guys in the fairway.